right. Well, moving on now, Wednesdays, we like to put the spotlight on the farm women's group, Common Ground.
Common Ground is a group of farm women who want to be a resource for consumers who want to know more about how their food is grown. So joining us now is volunteer Karol Swan from the Columbus area. How's everything going there?
It's really good. Harvest is pecking away. They're kind of slow, but it's good. It's going to get done.
Yes.
It's going to be done.
Might be a little later.
It always does.
It'll be done. I like your necklace too.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Was that a birthday gift or just?
Yes, it was a birthday gift. Yes.
All right, I like it.
Very good choice.
It was. You know, I like my turquoise there. Well, you're going to talk about what cattle feeders do to have cattle winterized in the feed yard. So what should consumers know about that?
They should know that, first of all, cattle will thrive. They thrive in any kind of environment as long as they have the good husbandry and good management, as long as they're well taken care of. And farmers and cattle feeders, they take care of their cattle. They're a living creature, so they have their heart out for them. And they just want to take care of them because it's an investment. They're producing a food product, but it is a living creature, so they truly want to take care of it. And they don't start on November 1st saying, "Oh, we need to winterize." No, it's an ongoing process. Getting their foodstuffs at the feed yard. They harvest corn and ensilage and cut hay and do stock bales, so it's an ongoing thing. But they're ready. Whenever that first snow hits, they are ready. They have worked on cleaning pens, so the cattle go into winter with clean pens. They have their health vaccinations taken care of, so the cattle are healthy going into winter. And respiratory infections are things, so there's vaccinations, preventive vaccinations for respiratory infections of cattle. And cattle do really well in winter because there's no flies, there's no heat stress, the bacteria growth in the ground is less. They grow hair coats, thick hair coats, and they have done studies to observe heat loss in cattle. They say if the snow's on their back and it stays on their back, that says the cattle are keeping heat within their body. They're not losing heat to melt that snow, so it's kind of an insulation and just a metabolism plus. They eat more, they drink more, their blood flow keeps them warm. So cattle are kind of adapted. They self-adapt to the cold weather. But the livestock producers are so vigilant. They feed them a little more. They'll tweak the rations to get a little more energy, a little more digestible energy. Water consumption because dehydration is probably the biggest problem in the winter because their metabolisms, their blood flow, so they drink a lot of water. In the summer, they drink a lot of water in the winter. So I've heard of guys that will, every couple of hours, day or night, drive those pens to make sure the waters don't freeze when it gets to that 0 and below.
My dad always did that, check the tanks.
Yeah, you just check constantly to make sure that water does not freeze because even those self-thaw, or even the heated ones or the ones that have floats that aren't supposed to freeze, when it gets that below 0 and to that 10 below and 20 below, they'll still freeze. So those guys will get their trucks out in the middle of the night and go drive around and get their, make sure cattle have water. So it's a vigilant, ongoing process. They have the equipment. I always want to say, they have their payloaders. So when that blizzard is over, they're out there. If they need to start at 2 a.m. so they can start feeding at 6 to start pushing snow, they're all out there.
Okay, Karol. Thank you. Good to know.
Yeah, it's very good to know. And you're sticking around. We'll see you in a